I'm going to make a small introduction about SEGITTUR. It's just a couple of slides so you can understand what we are doing in tourism and culture. I'm going to talk about tourism and culture online promotion, especially focused on multilingual websites. I'm going to explain a little bit our content strategy. And finally, I'm going to share with you our lessons learned. Well, SEGITTUR is a state-owned company. It's attached to the State Secretary for Tourism and to the Secretary of Tourism, and so the Ministry of Industry, Energy and Tourism. We work in 4 main areas, which are technology, innovation, entrepreneurs, and know-how. I am responsible for online projects, and we work with regional areas, and we help other countries and other governments to sell better destinations and to go from what is information to commercialization. We also give services as analysis, advising design, architecture, contents, marketing campaigns, and social media optimization. About our tourism and culture online promotion, we manage 3 major websites: Spain.info, Studying Spain, and Spanish Culture. But first of all, I'm going to give you some data. We have a budget of around 200,000 euros per year for translation. We translate 2.5 million words a year. We translate into 25 languages. We work in 25 countries. We use OpenCMS as content manager system, and 80% of our web traffic comes from search engines. This is very important because it will drive our strategy. Spain.info is our major website. It's the official website for tourism promotion for Spain. The first edition was launched in 2003. We have 3 kinds of content in this website. One is a directory, like tourist offices, restaurants. Another one is promotional content. Another is description, like museums or monuments. The website is translated into 18 languages, but it's fully translated only into 5 languages. We have 25 versions focused on specific markets, and it's a huge website. We have around 40,000 contents only in Spanish. Spanish Culture was launched in 2011. It's translated into English, French, and Spanish, and is the official website for cultural promotion. The main content of this website is description of museum, of pieces of art, etc. The other website we manage is Studying Spain, which was launched last year, and is translated into English and Spanish. It's mostly directory because we have courses and courses, degrees, and schools for learning Spanish, etc. As you can see, translation is very important for us. We manage a lot of content in many languages, so quality assurance is also very important. For that, we work with a global translation company. We use native speakers and supervisors. We use translation memories, especially because of cost, and style guides and glossaries because of coherence. And we have offices all around the world. Offices are very important for us because they use us to keep standards, and they check content that is translated. Some of the things they told us that we could improve is comments they make, the offices is the translations sometimes don't look right or don't sound very natural. And sometimes the menu say as well that it's not correct. It's like when it's being translated, it's in that country it's not used in the same way. It sounds old. The content sometimes they say it doesn't sound like nowadays we speak and it's from a part of a strategy is also say that priorities are not very well established when translating because, as I said, not the whole webs are translated. So, and other things they say this the UK version, for example, doesn't have the words, the important words for a good positioning in search engines. So what we did was a content strategy, not only for translation or for creating content, but for maps, for design, and for other pieces of content. So what we want to achieve, or what we wanted to achieve, is to have a very well-planned content strategy, which means that not everything serves for every country. For example, if you want to sell Spain, it's probably good to do it in Germany, let's say by the end of the year, but it's probably better to do it in Norway in another month. I mean, you cannot publish the same content in all the countries because their culture is different and the way they plan their holidays is completely different. One thing we want to do as well is to have a website where it's easy to navigate. Sometimes copies, when we translate copies, we think that is perfect, you can understand it, but it's sometimes confusing. We have conducted a couple of usability testing, and we see that copies are very important. People can understand them, but they don't know how to use them. It is also very important to use everyday English or other languages. The content must be very, very findable. I mean, if you are not found in Google or other search engines, you don't exist. And the brand tone of voice is also very important because it's consistency for the website, and it must be credible too. So what are our lessons learned based on our experience? We realized that we have to target countries, not languages. We have to avoid duplicating content, which means using the same content for UK, Australia. This is not good for SEO, and it's not good for the country. If you want to sell something, you have to, go express yourself in the way they do it. So if you create an individual language for each market, you ensure context is appropriate for the audience. We realized too that to research every country before you start selling is very important. You must understand it, you must learn about the culture and find out how, where, what, and what they are searching. This is the way you really find the gap, and you can create content based on their needs. And something very important too is to measure the return of investment in every euro spent. Something we realized too, because we were very focused on Google, is that there are other search engines specialized. If you want to work in other areas like Russia, you have to consider Yandex. Or if you are going to work in the Chinese market, you must consider Baidu. It's very important to consider all the search engines in the market, because if not, you won't have a success in that countries. Something important as well, more focus on SEO, is geo-targeting for search engines. You must appear in the right place at the right time with the right content. This is not easy. For example, we have a German version for the German country, but we have an international version too. And we have a problem is that sometimes people search some words in Google, and Google serves the international version instead of the national one. This is very bad for the market, because the market makes promotions and does things to sell their product, but people cannot see it. So it's very important when you to write in the language used in that country. You have to use currencies of that country. You have to use signs or anything and you have to use local links, other things that help you to position your content in that country, not other countries, if you want to sell in this country. And another thing that is also important, and we are always taking into account. Now in SEGITTUR we are developing a new version for mobile, is that mobile is there. Last year in January we had 20% of visitors, 12% of visitors who consulted the website through mobile. By the end of the year it was 20%, now we are in 30%. So ignore mobile is bad. I mean, it's very important to take into account mobile. And mobile users have different needs. They normally search for quick answers, so the way you create content is not the same you create for other moments of people when they have time to read. And so when you write for mobile, you have to break up content into short, simple paragraphs, and avoid sentences that get complicated, more use description subheadings. And I would like to finish with a couple of quotes. One is from somebody from Google, and the other one is from Jacob Nielsen, usability. I think these two areas are very important for monitoring website search. And one says, much of the best SEO is common sense, coming up with useful content or services that has the words that people search for. I mean, it's very simple. And Jacob Nielsen says, speak the user's languages, users type queries using their own vocabulary. This is very important. And this is all. I have 2 minutes left. Okay. Thank you very much.